The royal family are expected to remain apolitical as part of their never complain, never explain mantra and are not allowed to vote in elections. However, they do have their own personal opinions on certain political figures, and one prominent prime minister was not popular at all with Queen Elizabeth or King Charles. In his new book Endgame, Omid Scobie claims that although the late Queen was professional in her dealings with Boris Johnson, she had little time for his shenanigans. He writes, though the monarch privately disliked Johnson because of his behavior, the only one of 15 prime ministers forced to formally apologize to the sovereign twice, sources said you wouldn't have known it during their time together. Charles too has struggled to deal with Mr. Johnson's poor organization, even though he has not had to deal with him as PM since he became monarch. Click here to join our WhatsApp community to be the first to receive news about the royal family. Mr. Scobie writes about the time Charles stepped in for his mother to lead the state opening of Parliament, where the monarch reads a speech written by the government. He said, Boris Johnson didn't send over the speech until the very last minute, so an irritated Charles wasn't given ample time to practice reading it. Johnson has done everything he can to become the most unpopular prime minister the Windsors have ever known, an aide said with a laugh. Not long after becoming king, Charles had a memorable encounter with Liz Truss, who became prime minister in the same week as Queen Elizabeth died in September 2022. Become an Express Premium member. Support fearless journalism. Read the Daily Express online. Advert free. Get super fast page loading. Start 30-day free trial. In a video clip of their first meeting, which went viral, the king quipped, "Back again. Dear oh dear," as Ms. Truss walked into the room at Buckingham Palace. However, Daily Express royal correspondent Richard Palmer clarified that it had not been an insult, but rather an acknowledgement to them having spent the previous hours together. Speaking to the Daily Express Royal Roundup host Pandora Forsyth, Mr. Palmer said, "My understanding, the reason he was saying, 'Back again, dear oh dear,' is that they'd just spent 2 hours together at a Privy Council meeting, more or less in the next room. So, that was the reference." He added, "Of course it was such great fun, and was seized on by a lot of us." Mr. Palmer noted that the weekly audiences are completely confidential and are typically not filmed. There is occasionally a little bit of filming for a documentary series or whatever, but you just hear pleasantries. It has long been established that the Prime Minister meets with the monarch every week for a private meeting, with Queen Elizabeth's meetings with many different PMs depicted in Netflix series The Crown.